Resolve of the Auburn Tigers will them way through to advance to the Final Four on Saturday in San Antonio by virtue of a 76-4 win over Michigan State's Spartans. Tom Izzo's crew felt uncomfortable of sorts throughout this whole game. We know going into this that they weren't as big as Michigan, who gave issues to Auburn, but they weren't as efficient, we know, down stretch in that game. As for Michigan State, albeit more, balanced and have more depth than Michigan State, despite not being as big. Again, not as efficient down the stretch when they needed to be. 34.4 field goal percentage of Michigan State to Auburn's 42.6. I mean, they were ahead 8-6 in the first half. Auburn goes on a 17-0 run, 15-0 lead, or 15-point lead. Michigan State does strike back 14-4 run, but can't even draw it to a one-score game. They were down by 9 at half. And then Auburn didn't feel uncomfortable throughout the second half, even when Johnny Broome went down. Michigan State couldn't capitalize for the few minutes that he was out. And it was just, they could draw it within single digits, but still. Even though the balance credit to him, Jackson Poller had 17 points, led the way for Michigan State. Jace Richardson, 11 points. Fears at 15. They weren't hitting him like they needed to down the stretch. They had 9 turnovers to Auburn 6. They did outshoot them from free throws 13-16 to Auburn's 11-20. But it just didn't feel like it didn't feel like the Michigan State comeback like they did against Ole Miss. That was for damn sure. But yeah, Johnny Broome, player of the game, despite going out for a few minutes with those assumed injuries, 25 points, 14 rebounds. Pepper did have 10 points. We'll see how he looks going into the Florida Gators game, on Saturday. But still, credit to him. They managed to win the South. Much different team than the one that finished the regular season. I can tell you that. Auburn Tigers, look. If you're a fan, if you're critical of the NIL transfer portal and no Cinderellas, I get it. But at the same time, 4 best teams in. Heck of season again by Tom Izzo's crew. 30-7 with wins over Bryant, New Mexico, and Ole Miss. But it wasn't enough. Wasn't as efficient as they needed to against Auburn Tigers.